The transfer window for Europe's biggest clubs is set to open soon. Find out when here, and rest assured the transfer talk will continue to scour the world's media and set correspondents loose to see what's on the agenda for the summer. Top story: Man City to reel in Rodri and break transfer record. The Telegraph reports that Manchester City are ready to smash their transfer record by spending more than £60 million on Atletico Madrid midfielder Rodri. Rodri, 22, has been identified by City manager Pep Guardiola as the long-term replacement for Fernandinho, and with Atletico unwilling to sell him for anything less than his €70 million release clause, City will have to eclipse the £60 million they paid Leicester for winger Riyad Mahrez. City are also keeping tabs on Lyon's Tanguy Ndombele, but Rodri remains the priority for the holding midfield role. Guardiola initially earmarked Ajax's Frenkie de Jong as the heir to Fernandinho, but Barcelona beat him to the signing of the Dutchman. And that swayed Barca away from a deal for Rodri, paving the way for City. Live blog 18.37 BST, Liverpool nearly acquired Lyon's Nabil Fekir last summer, but according to French outlet La 10 Sport, the Reds could be after a different Lyon midfielder this time around. The site claims that Houssem Aouar is the aforementioned player, the 20-year-old playmaker having caught the attention of Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. Aouar has scored 7 goals and added 5 assists while playing 32 of Lyon's 33 league games so far this season, and has attracted interest from some of the biggest clubs in Europe. One potential obstacle for Liverpool is Aouar's availability, as with Tanguy Ndombele and Fekir free to go, Lyon are unlikely to let Aouar leave this season summer as well. 18.00 BST, Leeds will be one club paying very close attention to the Ryan Fraser to Arsenal links in the coming months. With Arsenal circling for the Scotland winger, the Cherries would need a replacement for Fraser if they were to sell him, the Daily Star naming Swansea's Dan James as a prime target. Leeds are dead set on signing the 21-year-old James this summer after narrowly missing out on him in January, but could now be foiled by Bournemouth, especially if the Elland Road club fail to earn promotion. James has scored 4 goals and contributed 7 assists this campaign for the Swans, and as a player Leeds boss Marcelo Bielsa has spoke glowingly of. 17.14 BST, England goalkeeper Jack Butland could soon be headed back to the Premier League. With Stoke having failed to earn promotion from the Championship, Butland is keen on a return to the flight, and there figures to be no shortage of suitors. Bournemouth and Crystal Palace are two clubs supposedly keen on the 26-year-old shot-stopper, but Stoke will not just give Butland away. The Telegraph claims the Potters will be asking for a fee close to £30 million for Butland, who still has 2 years remaining on his contract at the Bet365 Stadium. 16.33 BST, the Daily Mail had claimed that Riyad Mahrez is furious about being benched for Manchester City and is ready to walk out on the club less than a year after joining from Leicester for £60 million. But City boss Pep Guardiola has played down such talk. Riyad Mahrez will be with us next season and the next one, he told a news conference. I don't need to speak with him. He knows we are happy with him. 15.56 BST, Lens Director General Arnaud Pouy has told La Voix du Nord about the possibility of a satellite link between a League Two club and PSG. Joseph Aurélien, owner of Lens, has excellent relations with the Parisian leaders, including Antero Henrique, he said. They came to Stade Bollard de l'Allis, and we discussed some things. Obviously, they have a number of players of interest to us. We are in talks, but honestly, there is nothing concrete, for now. 15.35 BST, Inter Milan captain Mauro Icardi is being chased by Paris Saint-Germain, Atletico Madrid and Juventus, with the old lady reportedly in pole position. Icardi's wife and agent Juan Dunara refused to rule out a mooted swap deal with Juve's Paulo Dybala, but did suggest the striker would be staying put. We will for sure stay in Italy next year. doesn't mean just enter though. 15.03 BST, Chelsea remain desperate to commit Callum Hudson-Odoi to a long-term contract extension after the 18-year-old ruptured his Achilles tendon during Monday's 2-2 draw with Burnley. Sources have told ESPN FC, Hudson-Odoi faces months on the sidelines after suffering the serious injury as he attempted a sprint during the first half, ruling him out of the rest of Chelsea's season as well as England's bid to win the inaugural UEFA Nations League in Portugal this summer. Sources said as recently as last month that Hudson-Odoi remained intent on leaving Chelsea this summer, despite failing in his attempt to force through a January move to Bayern Munich with a formal transfer request. But the prospect of a long layoff could force him to re-evaluate his options. 14.29 BST, Sao Paulo-based side Ituano have a gem in winger Gabriel Martinelli and Arsenal have been linked with a move for the 17-year-old. Now the Evening Standard reports that the Brazilian is in the process of finalizing an Italian passport prior to turning 18 in June, which would of course make the process of moving to the Premier League this summer a whole lot easier. 13.58 BST, PSG. Defender Thomas Meunier has told L'Avenir that talks over his contract, which has a year to run, have dragged on a bit. He said, "I can understand, particularly given the team's recent schedule, that my personal situation was put on the back burner. The message seems clear enough though, as nothing has moved so far. It would annoy me a bit if it ends that way, without the chance to finish with style." 13.22 BST, Arjen Robben, who has yet to reveal where he might be playing next season, is hopeful that he can make a farewell appearance for Bayern Munich after injury problems as he prepares to leave after a decade. He feels better and is optimistic, coach Niko Kovac said, but warned that he did not want to make his situation better than it is. Robben, 35, has been linked with a switch to MLS, while his former clubs Groningen and Eindhoven have said the door is open to him for a return. 12.30 BST, Ryan Babel, who joined Fulham on a short-term deal earlier this season, has indicated that he will leave following their relegation from the Premier League. The Netherlands international said, "My agent has had some phone calls. For me, I am at the stage where I have to make the right decision. I am able, if I am lucky enough, to play in the Euros next year if we qualify. So there are a lot of factors for me to make the right decision." 11.53 BST, German side RB Leipzig want to strike another loan deal for Arsenal attacker Emil Smith-Rowe, 18. This time including an option to buy. Kicker reports. 11.00 BST, Aston Villa, with 10 wins in a row, are sparkling, and few are sparkling more than midfielder Jack Grealish. Grealish was strongly linked with Tottenham last summer, and the Birmingham Mail says both they and Crystal Palace could try to sign him in the next window. 10.33 BST, Barcelona are closing in on a deal for Groningen midfielder Ludovic Reis. Sources have told ESPN FC, Reis, 18, will cost an initial €2.5 million, with more potentially due in performance-related add-ons later. He will join the club's B team with the hope that he will progress to the first team. 10.20 BST, Schalke keeper Alexander Nubel has been linked with Bayern Munich after playing just 16 Bundesliga matches for the Royal Blues. Nubel is under contract until 2020, but the 22-year-old could leave in the summer, and at the weekend Bayern sporting director Hassan Salihamidzic neither confirmed or denied the rumors. 9:36 British Summer Time, centre-back Stefan Savic is calm and focused on Atletico Madrid, a source close to the player has told ESPN FC, despite Spanish media speculation that he could have played his last game for the club. Savic has not featured for Atletico since a row with fitness coach Oscar Ortega last month, and has been linked with Chelsea. 8:45 British Summer Time, Cristiano Ronaldo has given his approval for Juventus to sign Benfica starlet João Felix this summer, according to Ebola. Felix has attracted the attention of top European clubs after scoring 13 goals in 22 league appearances in his debut season, earning the nickname "the new Ronaldo" in the Portuguese media. The 19-year-old attacking midfielder, who recently became the youngest player to score a hat-trick in the Europa League, struck twice in Monday's 6-0 league win over Maritimo. Felix is tied to Benfica until June 2023 and, according to sporting director Rui Costa, will only leave if his €120 million release clause is met. 8:05 British Summer Time. Juventus fans can expect star midfielder Paulo Dybala to be at the club next season, but coach Massimiliano Allegri's future is less certain, according to the club's sporting director. Juve sealed their 8th consecutive Serie A title at the weekend, a record streak in Europe's top 5 leagues, but their canter to another championship hasn't stopped speculation surrounding 2 of their key members of personnel. Fabio Paratisi told Sky Italia when asked about Dybala's future, "Certainly, he's a Juve player and it's normal that he'll stay, but speaking about Allegri's future," he added, "there'll be a routine meeting, like in every club. What will we say all summer if I reveal now Allegri's future? It's not the right time to say it. We'll make our evaluations in order to improve play." 203 are Pogba, Hazard. ESPN FC's Shaka Hislop sifts through the latest transfer rumors, including Paul Pogba, Sadio Mane, Eden Hazard, Moise Kean and Yaya Toure and Transfer Radar. Paper Talk by James Capps. Real considering cut-price Bale deal. Marca reports that Gareth Bale is into his final days as a Real Madrid player and looks certain to leave in the summer. But Bale's struggles for Los Blancos this season have left Bernabeu bosses worried that they will not be able to recoup a significant percentage of the €101 million they paid to sign him from Tottenham in 2013. Manager Zinedine Zidane is reported to be keen to dispose of the 29-year-old Wales international to help fund a summer revamp. Bale still enjoys a great reputation amongst the Premier League's top clubs, and it's believed that Madrid would consider a loan deal with a view to a permanent move. Roma in hunt for Hazard. Not that one. Serie A side Roma are plotting a summer move for Belgian midfielder Thorgan Hazard, the younger brother of Chelsea midfielder Eden. The 26-year-old has just over a year remaining on his contract at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Calciomercato says Roma's hierarchy have identified him as a potential replacement for Cengiz Under, who looks increasingly likely to leave in the coming months. However, significant investments in the squad are heavily dependent on qualification for the Champions League. Roma are 6th in Italy's top flight, but just 1 point behind AC Milan, who occupy the final qualification spot. Gladbach haven't given up hope of tying Hazard down to a new contract in Germany, but they are struggling to qualify for European football next season. Tap-ins. Arsenal manager Unai Emery is set to wax several members of his first-team squad as he looks to raise funds for a summer spending spree. The Mail reports that defender Shkodran Mustafi heads the list of potential departures, along with midfielders Mesut Ozil and Henrik Mkhitaryan, as reports that Real Madrid are considering loan moves for young duo Brahim Diaz and Jesus Vallejo ahead of next season. Diaz has made just 6 appearances since signing from Manchester City at the turn of the year, while Vallejo has been involved in 16 games in the last 2 seasons following a successful loan spell at Eintracht Frankfurt. Juventus are plotting a move for Benfica's Spanish fullback Alejandro Grimaldo after failing in an attempt to lure Real Madrid's Marcelo to Serie A. Around €40 million will be enough to secure a deal for the Barcelona youth product, according to Calciomercato.